They marked her like cattle. Marissa Thompson's voice cracks. She slides a photograph across the table. The judge picks it up. His hand freezes. It's a teenage girl's arm. Words carved into the skin. Deep, permanent. D-block property. Mrs. Thompson. The judge's voice is quieter now. How did this happen? Marissa looks at her daughter. Aaliyah sits beside her, hoodie pulled low, eyes down. She hasn't moved in 20 minutes. Aaliyah and Fiverr. See? His name was Dwayne, Marissa says. And 2 years ago, he decided my 14-year-old daughter belonged to him. The government lawyer stands. Your Honor, I object. Sit down. The judge doesn't look at her. He's still staring at the photograph. Mrs. Thompson, continue. If you send us back to Jamaica, Marissa says, they will kill my daughter. This is their asylum hearing. This moment will decide if they stay in America or get deported. Back to the man who carved his claim into a child. Back to certain death. Before I go further, I need you to do something. Subscribe to this channel right now. Because this isn't just one woman's story. This is happening to thousands of women who came to America because staying meant dying. Comment below what city you're watching from. I need to know how far this story reaches. I need to know someone's listening. So, subscribe. Comment your city. Now, let me tell you what happened to Marissa and Aaliyah. 2 years ago, Kingston, Jamaica. Aaliyah walked home from school. She was 14. A car stopped beside her. A man leaned out. You need a ride? Aaliyah kept walking. I'm talking to you. No thank you, she said without looking. The car door opened. The man got out, started walking beside her. What's your name? Aaliyah walked faster. You live in the blue house, right? She stopped, turned. Please leave me alone. He smiled. Or what? Aaliyah ran. Behind her, his voice. See you tomorrow, princess. When Aaliyah burst through her front door, Marissa was cooking dinner. What happened? Nothing. Leah. I said nothing. The bedroom door slammed. Marissa stood there holding a spoon. She knew that fear. She'd lived it. When Aaliyah's father used to come home drunk. Before he left them. She walked to Aaliyah's door. Baby. Talk to me. Silence. Was it a boy? More silence. The kind that screams, yes. Marissa pressed her forehead against the door. Oh God. Not her. In the courtroom, the lawyer stands again. Your Honor, Mrs. Thompson claims gang persecution. But she has no police report. No medical records. Just allegations. Just allegations. Marissa's on her feet. Look at her arm. Mrs. Thompson, sit down, the judge says. No. Marissa's voice is shaking. You want documentation? My daughter has his name carved into her skin. A scar doesn't prove. What would prove it? Marissa shouts. Her body in a morgue? Would that be enough proof? Aaliyah grabs her mother's hand. Mama. Marissa sits, breathing hard. Someone in the back of the courtroom gasps. The court reporter has stopped typing. The judge leans forward. What happened after he approached your daughter? He didn't stop, Marissa says. Every day. Outside her school, on our street, everywhere. 1 week later, Aaliyah changed her route home. Dwayne's car pulled up anyway. Playing hard to get? Aaliyah didn't answer. Kept walking. He got out, grabbed her wrist. You think you're too good for me? An old woman at a fruit stand looked over. Saw what was happening. Looked away. Let go, Aaliyah said. Dwayne leaned close. You're mine now. You just don't know it yet. He released her. She stumbled back. Tell your mama I said hello. That night, Marissa saw the bruise. Who did that? I fell. Aaliyah. You want the truth? Aaliyah slammed her hand on the table. The word hung between them. What's his name? It doesn't matter. His name, Aaliyah. Dwayne. Marissa stood up, started pacing. We'll go to the police. Aaliyah laughed. No humor in it. The police don't touch D block. You know that. Then we'll move. He'll find me. They find everyone. Marissa sat back down. Took Aaliyah's hands. I won't let him hurt you. I promise. Aaliyah didn't answer. Because she knew her mother couldn't keep that promise. In the courtroom, Aaliyah looks up for the first time. Tears streaming down her face. The lawyer tries again. If your daughter was being stalked, why not report it? Because in Kingston, you report D block, you die, Marissa says. That's speculation. It's fact. The judge interrupts. Mrs. Thompson, the law requires evidence that your government was unable or unwilling to protect you. Unable. Unwilling. Marissa's laugh is bitter. Same thing. The police work for the gangs. Your Honor, this is hearsay. You want facts? Marissa talks over the lawyer. 3 months after he grabbed her wrist, he took her. 3 months later. Sunset. Aaliyah was walking home. Footsteps behind her. She looked back. Dwayne. 3 other men. Stay away. Or what? They surrounded her. Help. Aaliyah screamed. A hand covered her mouth. They dragged her into an alley. In the courtroom, Marissa's voice goes flat. I'm going to tell you what they did. Because if I don't, you won't understand. The room is completely silent. Even the lawyer has stopped writing. He raped her. His friends watched. And when he was done, he pulled out a knife. Someone in the courtroom gasps. He pressed it against her arm. Said, now everybody gonna know you mine. Then he carved it, letter by letter. Aaliyah is sobbing now. Quietly, shoulders shaking. They left her bleeding in an abandoned building. It was midnight when she came home. Marissa had been pacing for hours. About to call the police. The door opened. Blood first, running down Aaliyah's arm. Then her daughter's face. Empty. Oh my God. Aaliyah. Don't touch me, Aaliyah said. Her voice was dead. Baby, what happened? I want to shower. We need to go to the hospital. I said I want to shower. Aaliyah locked herself in the bathroom. Marissa slid down the wall. Called her sister. He took her, Marissa said when her sister answered. I don't know what to do. Call the police. They won't help. He'll come back, kill us both. Then leave. Leave to where? Silence. Then, America. The judge leans back. Why didn't you seek help from authorities? Because the cop on my street is D block. His cousin is D block. The shopkeeper. The taxi driver. Everyone. That's hard to believe. 3 days after he carved his name into my daughter, he came to my house, knocked on the door like a boyfriend. Said she was his now. Said if I kept her from him, he'd burn us alive. The courtroom is silent. He showed me his gun. In my kitchen. The lawyer shifts uncomfortably. You know what the worst part was? Marissa's voice cracks. My daughter wasn't even surprised. She already knew this was her life now. How long did this continue? The lawyer asks carefully. You mean how long did he rape my daughter? I didn't. 6 months. Twice a week. Sometimes more. Aaliyah makes a small sound. Marissa grabs her hand. Every Tuesday and Friday. He'd show up. Take her for a drive. Bring her back hours later. And I couldn't stop it. The judge removes his glasses. Why did you wait 6 months? Because it took that long to get the money. What money? Marissa hesitates. This could destroy everything. $7,000. For what? Long pause. To be smuggled into America. The lawyer's head snaps up. Your Honor, she's admitting. I know what I'm admitting. Marissa's voice is steady now. I worked 3 jobs. Saved every penny. Because if we stayed, he would kill her. Did you enter legally? No. How? Marissa looks at Aaliyah. Her daughter nods. I swallowed 20 balloons of cocaine. The courtroom erupts. The lawyer jumps up. Even the judge looks shocked. The court reporter's mouth is open. I became a drug mule to save my daughter's life. Marissa's voice rises over the noise. A man said he could get us to Miami. $7,000. I only had 3, so he gave me a choice. Carry something for him. Or watch my daughter die. Mrs. Thompson, you're under oath. I know. Marissa stands. I swallowed 20 balloons of cocaine. Flew to Miami. I knew if one burst, I'd die. If I got caught, I'd go to prison. But I also knew staying meant watching him rape my daughter until she killed herself. She looks at the judge. So I made a choice. The kind no mother should make. The lawyer is shaking her head. This undermines her entire case. Drug trafficking. Illegal entry. She's a mother, Marissa says quietly. A mother with two choices. Stay and watch her child die. Or break the law and save her. The judge is writing furiously. What happened in Miami? We went to a house in Little Haiti. I spent 2 hours in the bathroom getting the balloons out. But only 16 came out. Where were the other 4? I don't know. The man said I owed him. Gave me 24 hours to find them, or he'd kill us. Aaliyah grips her mother's hand harder. I tried everything. Nothing worked, and I was cramping. Bleeding. Marissa looks at Aaliyah. My daughter called 911. Against my wishes. One of the balloons was leaking. Cocaine in my bloodstream. When I woke up, there was a cop by my bed. The lawyer jumps in. Drug trafficking is a deportable offense. I know what it is. Marissa is fully standing now. Both hands on the table. You think I don't know? You think I'm proud? I poisoned myself to save my child. And I'd do it again. Because she's alive. She's here. And no one owns her anymore. She points at Aaliyah. Show them. Aaliyah slowly pulls up her sleeve. The entire courtroom sees it now. Not just a photo. Real. Raised scars forming letters. D block property. The lawyer looks away. Someone in the back starts crying. Even the judge has to look down for a moment. That's his signature, Marissa says. Her voice breaks. His property deed. You send her back, he'll finish what he started. The lawyer sits down. Can't find words. The judge stares at the scar. Then at Marissa. If I grant asylum, you'll still face charges for trafficking. I know. You could go to prison. I know. Then why tell me? Why not leave that part out? Marissa looks at him. Really looks at him. Because I'm tired of lying. Tired of being invisible. Tired of pretending women, like me, have good choices. She sits slowly, like it takes everything she has. I didn't come to fool you. I came to tell the truth. The whole ugly truth. I broke your laws to save my daughter. I'd break them again. And if that means I don't deserve asylum, then I don't. But she does. She looks at Aaliyah. She's 16. She didn't choose this. She was just a kid walking home from school. And a man decided he owned her. And made it permanent. Both of them are crying now. The judge sets his pen down. Takes off his glasses. Rubs his eyes. When he looks up, something has changed in his face. I need a recess. 15 minutes. He stands. Everyone stands. He walks out. The door closes. Marissa collapses in her chair. Aaliyah throws her arms around her. Did I ruin it? Marissa whispers. No, Mama. You told the truth. The lawyer packs her briefcase. Won't look at them. Elena Rodriguez, Marissa's attorney, leans over. That was either the bravest thing I've ever seen or the most reckless. Which one? Marissa asks. Elena doesn't answer. Just squeezes her shoulder. The courtroom empties. Just Marissa and Aaliyah now. Waiting. Mama? Yes, baby? Whatever happens. Thank you. You don't thank me for loving you. That's just what mothers do. Not all mothers. They sit in silence. The clock ticks. 15 minutes feels like forever. Marissa replays every word. Every confession. She gave them every reason to deport her. But she told the truth. Maybe that's enough. The Vation Sixt Biter Dukan. The Vation Sixt Biter Dukan. The door opens. Judge Carter walks back in. His face is unreadable. Everyone stands. He sits. They sit. He picks up Aaliyah's photo one more time. Stares at it. Then looks at Aaliyah directly. Miss Thompson. I need to ask you something. Answer honestly. Aaliyah nods. If I send you back to Jamaica, what happens? Aaliyah's voice is barely a whisper. He'll kill me. You're certain? Yes. She looks directly at him. He told my mother he would. And he meant it. Because I belong to him. And if he can't have me, nobody can. The judge nods, slowly. Sets the photo down. Opens his mouth to speak. Pauses. Takes a breath. And what he says next will change everything. Will Marissa and Aaliyah stay in America? Or get sent back to die? Judge Carter made his decision in that moment. And nobody in that courtroom saw it coming. Not the lawyer. Not Elena. Not even Marissa. What he decided shocked everyone. And it's going to shock you too. Because in 15 minutes, this judge did something that judges rarely do. He looked at the law. Then he looked at a 16-year-old girl with words carved into her skin. And he made a choice. That's 2ist. Part 2 reveals what happened next. And I promise you, what this judge decided will either restore your faith in the system or destroy it completely. Subscribe now, because you need to know how this story ends. You need to know if a mother who swallowed poison to save her daughter gets to keep her. Or if they both get sent back to the man who thinks he owns them. Comment your city below. Share this story. Because Marissa and Aaliyah aren't the only ones. There are thousands more just like them. Invisible. Until now. Part 2 is coming. And the truth will break your heart. Judge Carter looks at Aaliyah. Then at Marissa. Then down at the photograph of the scar still sitting on his desk. Mrs. Thompson, stand up. Marissa stands. Her legs are shaking. In my 30 years on this bench, I've heard thousands of cases. Asylum. Deportation. Every story of suffering you can imagine. He pauses. But I have never seen anything like this. Marissa can't breathe. The law is very clear about what constitutes grounds for asylum. And the law is also very clear about drug trafficking. He looks directly at her. You've admitted to both persecution and criminal conduct. The government lawyer sits up straighter. However, the judge's voice changes. The law also recognizes something called duress. When a person commits a crime because they have no other choice. Because the alternative is death. Marissa's heart is pounding so hard she can hear it. Mrs. Thompson, I am granting your asylum application. The courtroom gasps. Aaliyah's head snaps up. Elena grabs Marissa's arm. Wait, the judge holds up his hand. I'm not finished. The room goes silent again. I'm granting your daughter asylum on the grounds that she faces persecution based on her status as a victim of gender-based violence. The evidence is. He looks at Aaliyah's arm. Undeniable. Aaliyah starts crying. Marissa pulls her close. However, Mrs. Thompson. You have admitted under oath to drug trafficking. I cannot ignore that. I am granting you asylum, but I am also remanding you to federal custody pending criminal charges. The words hit Marissa like a punch. What? She can barely get the word out. You will be taken into custody today. Your daughter will be placed with social services until. No. Marissa's voice is strong now. No, you can't take her. She's 16. She needs me. I understand that, but. You don't understand. Marissa is shouting. I did everything to keep us together. Everything. And now you're going to separate us anyway? 2 federal marshals appear at the side of the courtroom. They've been waiting. Mama. Aaliyah's voice is small. Terrified. Mrs. Thompson, I'm giving you asylum. I'm saving your life and your daughter's life. But I cannot ignore federal law. How long? Marissa asks. Her voice breaks. How long will I be in custody? That's up to the prosecutors. Could be weeks. Could be months. Months. Aaliyah grabs her mother's arm. Mama, no. The marshals are walking toward them now. Elena stands. Your Honor, I request that my client be released on bond pending trial. Request denied. She's admitted to trafficking. She's a flight risk. She came here seeking asylum. She turned herself in. My decision stands. The judge looks at Marissa. His eyes are sad. I'm sorry. I truly am. But this is the best I can do. One of the marshals reaches for Marissa's arm. Ma'am, you need to come with us. Wait. Marissa pulls away, turns to Aaliyah, cups her daughter's face in both hands. Baby, listen to me. This is temporary. You hear me? Temporary. Don't leave me. Aaliyah is sobbing. Please don't leave me. Aaliyah. Please don't leave me. Somber. 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 I'm not leaving you. They're taking me. There's a difference. Marissa is crying now too. You're going to be okay. Elena will take care of you. And I'll be back, I promise. You can't promise that. I can. And I do. Marissa kisses her forehead. You survived, Dwayne. You survived coming here. You can survive this. Ma'am. The marshal's hand is on her arm again. Firmer this time. I love you, Marissa says. More than anything in this world. I love you too. The marshals pull Marissa away. She doesn't resist, just keeps her eyes on Aaliyah until they take her through the side door. Aaliyah collapses into Elena's arms. She's gone. She's gone. She's not gone, Elena says. She's just detained. What's the difference? Elena doesn't have an answer. In the holding room behind the courtroom, the marshals remove Marissa's jewelry. Her watch, her earrings, the small gold cross her mother gave her before she died. Hands behind your back. They put her in handcuffs, metal cutting into her wrists. Is this necessary? Marissa asks quietly. Procedure. They walk her down a long hallway. Through a door. Into a van. No windows. Marissa sits, closes her eyes. And for the first time in 2 years, she lets herself break. Not cry, break. Deep. Gasping sobs that come from somewhere she didn't know existed. Seps. She saved her daughter. She got her asylum. But at what cost? 6 hours later, Aaliyah sits in a social services office. A woman named Patricia is asking her questions. Writing on a clipboard. Do you have any other family in the United States? No. Anyone we can contact? No. Patricia looks up. Honey, you're 16. You can't live alone. We need to place you somewhere. I want my mother. I understand that. But your mother is in federal detention. It could be weeks before. Then I'll wait weeks. You can't wait in detention. We need to find you a foster placement. Foster? Aaliyah's voice rises. You're putting me in foster care? Temporarily. Until your mother's situation is resolved. No. Aaliyah stands. No, I'm not going into foster care. Sweetheart, you don't have a choice. I survived being raped twice a week for 6 months. I survived having a man carve his name into my arm. I survived crossing an ocean and watching my mother almost die from cocaine poisoning. And you think I can't survive on my own? Patricia sets down her clipboard. I know you've been through hell. But the law says. I don't care what the law says. Aaliyah is shouting now. The law is why my mother is in a cell right now. The law is why we had to run in the first place. Aaliyah. She swallowed poison for me. She almost died for me. And now, you want to take me away from her anyway? Patricia doesn't have an answer. Elena appears in the doorway. I'm taking her. You can't just. I'm her attorney. And I'm licensed for emergency foster placement. So yes, I can. Elena holds out her hand to Aaliyah. Come on. Aaliyah grabs it like a lifeline. In the van, Marissa arrives at the federal detention center. They process her. Fingerprints, mugshot, strip search, orange jumpsuit. Number on the back. She's not Marissa Thompson anymore. She's inmate 847293. They walk her to a cell. 8 women, 2 sets of bunk beds. 1 toilet, no privacy. New fish, someone says. Marissa doesn't respond. Just climbs onto the top bunk in the corner. Curls up. Stares at the ceiling. A woman on the bottom bunk speaks up. What you in for? Drug trafficking. How much? 20 balloons of cocaine. The woman whistles. That's serious. How long you looking at? I don't know. You got kids? Marissa closes her eyes. A daughter. How old? 16. Where is she? Foster care. Damn. The woman is quiet for a moment. What's her name? Aaliyah. Pretty name. Marissa doesn't answer, just stares at the ceiling, thinking about the last time she held her daughter. 4 hours ago. That night, Aaliyah lies in Elena's guest bedroom. Can't sleep. Keeps touching her arm. The scar. The reminder. Her phone buzzes. Unknown number. She almost doesn't answer. Then does. Hello? Heavy breathing on the other end. Hello? Aaliyah says again. Then a voice. Male. Jamaican accent. I know where you are. Aaliyah's blood runs cold. Who is this? You know who this is, princess. Dwayne. Aaliyah drops the phone. Scrambles backward on the bed. Heart pounding. The phone is still on. She can hear him laughing. You think America gonna save you? You think you can run from me? His voice is calm. Too calm. I own you. That scar says so. And I always collect what's mine. How did you get this number? I got people everywhere, baby. Even there. Even in Boston. Pause. I'll see you soon. The line goes dead. Aaliyah sits there. Shaking. Staring at the phone. He found her. After everything, he found her. She runs to Elena's room. Pounds on the door. Elena, Elena. Elena opens the door. What's wrong? He called me, Dwayne. He knows where I am. That's impossible. Your number is private. The court sealed. He called me. Aaliyah is crying now. He said he's coming for me. He said he always collects what's his. Elena grabs her phone. Calls someone. We have a problem. The next morning, Marissa sits in the detention center's common room. Other inmates watching TV. Playing cards. She's just sitting. Staring at nothing. A guard approaches. Thompson, you have a visitor. Marissa's heart jumps. My daughter? Attorney. Marissa follows the guard to a small room. Elena is waiting. Her face is grim. What happened? Marissa asks immediately. Aaliyah received a phone call last night. From who? Elena hesitates. From Jamaica. Marissa goes cold. No. He knows she's in Boston. He knows she's with me. And he threatened her. How? Marissa's voice is barely a whisper. How does he know? We're investigating. But Marissa. Elena leans forward. There's something else. The prosecutors want to make a deal. What kind of deal? They'll drop the trafficking charges if you agree to deportation. Marissa stares at her. What? They'll let you go. No prison time. No record. But you have to leave the country. And Aaliyah? Stays here. She has asylum. She's safe. Safe. Marissa laughs. It's a horrible sound. He just called her. How is she safe? We'll get a restraining order. Police protection. You'll what? Marissa stands. The chair scrapes against concrete. You'll protect her like the Jamaican police protected her? You'll keep her safe like the law kept her safe? Marissa. No. Marissa's voice is hard. I didn't swallow poison and almost died just to leave her alone. I won't do it. Then you're looking at 5 to 10 years. Minimum. I don't care. Aaliyah will be 18 by the time you get out. She'll have aged out of the system. You won't have missed her teenage years. You'll have missed her entire childhood. Marissa sits back down. Puts her head in her hands. What do I do? She whispers. Elena doesn't answer. Because there is no good answer. That afternoon, Aaliyah sits in a police station. Detective Morrison is taking her statement about the phone call. You're sure it was him? I'm sure. Can you prove it? What do you mean can I prove it? I know his voice. But do you have a recording? Caller ID. Anything? It was a blocked number. Morrison sets down his pen. Miss Thompson, I understand you're scared. But without evidence. Evidence? Aaliyah pulls up her sleeve. Shows him the scar. He said he's coming for me. What more do you need? That scar happened in Jamaica. Not in my jurisdiction. So you won't help me. I didn't say that. But I need something concrete. A threat in writing. Aaliyah stands. You're just like the police in Kingston. You don't care until we're dead. She walks out. In the detention center, Marissa lies on her bunk. Staring at the ceiling. She has two choices. Again, just like before. Stay in prison and hope Aaliyah survives without her. Or leave the country and hope Aaliyah survives without her. No good choices. Just impossible ones. The woman on the bottom bunk speaks up. You okay up there? No. Want to talk about it? Marissa doesn't answer for a long time. Then, how do you choose between keeping your daughter safe and being there for her? You can't do both. No. The woman is quiet. Then you choose what she needs most. What if I don't know what that is? You're her mother. You know. But Marissa doesn't know. For the first time in her life, she has no idea what to do. That night, Aaliyah's phone rings again. Same unknown number. This time she records it. Hello? Miss me, princess? How did you get this number? I told you. I got people everywhere. Dwayne's voice is relaxed. Confident. You think a judge can protect you? You think some lawyer can protect you? Nobody can protect you but me. I don't want your protection. I want you to leave me alone. Can't do that. You belong to me. My name's on you. Permanent. I'm in America now. You can't touch me here. Dwayne laughs. I'll call the police. Go ahead. Tell them Dwayne from D Block is coming. See what they do. Pause. I'll be seeing you soon, Aaliyah. Real soon. The line goes dead. Aaliyah saves the recording. Sends it to Elena. Then to Detective Morrison. Then she sits on the bed. Touches her scar. And realizes something. Her mother sacrificed everything to save her. But maybe it wasn't enough. Maybe some things can't be saved. Some people can't be protected. Some scars never heal. Maybe freedom is just another kind of prison. The recording changes everything. Detective Morrison calls Elena at 6 in the morning. I heard the voicemail. What does that mean? Elena asks. Protective custody for the girl. And I'm opening an investigation into how he got her number. Investigation. That could take months. It takes what it takes. Detective, he said he's coming for her. Not someday. Soon. I understand that, but... Do you? Because a 16-year-old girl with PTSD just got a call from the man who raped her and carved his name into her skin. And you're talking about timelines. Silence on the other end. Then, what do you want me to do? I want you to find him. I want you to stop him. I want you to do your job. He's in Jamaica. That's not my jurisdiction. Then get someone whose jurisdiction it is. It doesn't work like that. Elena hangs up. Looks at Aaliyah, who's been listening to every word. We're going to figure this out. No, we're not, Aaliyah says quietly. He's going to find me, just like he said. He's not. Yes, he is. Aaliyah stands, walks to the window, touches the glass. You know what the worst part is? I'm in America. I'm supposed to be safe. But I don't feel safe. I feel exactly like I did in Kingston. Trapped. You're not trapped. Aren't I? Aaliyah turns. My mother's in jail. The man who raped me knows where I am. The police can't help. The law can't help. So tell me, Elena, what's the difference between here and there? Elena doesn't have an answer. In the detention center, Marissa sits across from a federal prosecutor named David Chen. He's young, maybe 30. He slides a document across the table. Sign this and you're free. Marissa doesn't touch it. Free to go where? Back to Jamaica. And my daughter stays here. Full asylum. Protected status. We'll make sure she's placed in a good foster home until she's 18. A foster home. Marissa's voice is flat. You mean with strangers? With people who are vetted and trained and not her mother. Chen leans back. Mrs. Thompson, let me be blunt. You're looking at 5 to 10 years for drug trafficking. Your daughter will be 23 by the time you get out. You'll miss everything. Her graduation, her first job, her first love, everything. And if I go back to Jamaica, you're free. She's safe. You can talk on the phone. Visit. Marissa laughs. You think I can just go back to Kingston and wait for her to visit? He'll kill me the second I step off the plane. We can arrange for you to relocate within Jamaica. Different city, new identity. You don't know Jamaica. Marissa's voice is cold now. You don't know D Block. They have people everywhere. Different city doesn't matter. New identity doesn't matter. They'll find me. Then what do you want me to do? Let me stay with my daughter. I can't do that. You broke federal law. To save her life. I understand that. But my hands are tied. Marissa stares at him. No, Your hands aren't tied. You just don't care enough to untie them. She stands. I'm not signing. Mrs. Thompson. I said I'm not signing. Put me in prison. I don't care. At least I'll be in the same country as my daughter. The guard takes her back to her cell. She climbs onto her bunk, stares at the ceiling. The woman below speaks up. You turned them down? Yeah. You're brave. I'm not brave. I'm terrified. But I'm more terrified of leaving her alone. 2 days later, Aaliyah is sitting in Elena's living room when her phone rings. Different number this time. She answers. Aaliyah Thompson? Who is this? My name is Marcus Reed. I'm a private investigator. Elena Rodriguez hired me to look into the phone calls you've been receiving. Okay. I traced the number. It came from a prepaid cell phone purchased in Boston, not Jamaica. Aaliyah's blood runs cold. What? Whoever called you is already here. In the United States. She drops the phone. Elena runs into the room. What happened? He's here. Aaliyah can barely get the words out. Dwayne. He's in Boston. Elena picks up the phone. Talks to Marcus. Her face goes pale. She hangs up. Pack a bag. We're leaving. Where are we going? Somewhere safe. There is nowhere safe. Aaliyah is shouting now. Don't you get it? He found me in America. Aaliyah. He found me in Boston. He'll find me anywhere. Then we go to the police. The police can't help. They couldn't help in Jamaica. They can't help here. Nobody can help. The number. They can't help here. Elena grabs Aaliyah's shoulders. Listen to me. I will not let him touch you. Do you hear me? I will not. You can't promise that. Watch me. They pack in 10 minutes. Elena drives them to a safe house an hour outside Boston. A small house on a quiet street. Bars on the windows. Security system. Panic buttons in every room. You'll stay here until we figure this out, Elena says. How long? As long as it takes. That night, Aaliyah lies in bed. Can't sleep. Keeps hearing his voice. I'm coming for what's mine. She touches her scar. Traces the letters. D-block property. She thinks about her mother. Sitting in a cell. Making the same impossible choice Aaliyah is making now. Stay and suffer. Run and die. The 40 money port, whether Rolanadage day ac. Maybe there are no good choices. Maybe there never were. The next morning, Elena visits Marissa again. She tells her about the phone trace. About the safe house. About Marcus's investigation. Marissa listens to everything. Then says one word, how? What? How did he get into the country? We don't know yet. Marcus is looking into it. He can't just fly in. He has a criminal record. The Jamaican police have files on him. How did he get past customs? In ghetto? Elena is quiet. That's a good question. Find out the answer. 2 days later, Marcus calls Elena. I found something. What? Dwayne entered the US 3 weeks ago. Under a different name. With a tourist visa. How is that possible? Because Dwayne Morrison isn't his real name. His legal name is Christopher Blake. Clean record. No warrants. No red flags. He's been using an alias? For years. Dwayne is his street name. The Jamaican police never connected the two identities. Elena sits down hard. So he's here legally. Technically, yes. And there's nothing we can do? Not unless he commits a crime on US soil. He threatened a 16-year-old girl. Can she prove it? Does she have his real name? His face on camera? Anything concrete? Elena closes her eyes. No. Elena. Then our hands are tied. Elena tells Aaliyah that night. Watches the girl's face crumble. So he wins, Aaliyah says. Again. He doesn't win. Yes he does. He's here. He's legal. He can walk around freely while I hide in a safe house. Tell me how that's not winning. Elena doesn't answer. That night, Aaliyah does something she hasn't done in weeks. She looks at her scar in the mirror. Really looks at it. D-block property. She thinks about her mother. About everything she sacrificed. The poison she swallowed. The laws she broke. The prison cell she's sitting in. All for this. All so Aaliyah could be safe. But she's not safe. She's never been safe. Not in Kingston. Not in Miami. Not in Boston. Not anywhere. Because the thing about being marked is that the mark never goes away. Even in America. Even with asylum. Even with lawyers and judges and police. She's still his property. The scar says so. Aaliyah picks up her phone. Stares at it. Then she does something crazy. She calls the number that called her. It rings once, twice, 3 times. Then, I knew you'd call. Dwayne's voice. Calm. Where are you? Aaliyah asks. Why, you miss me? I want this to end. It ends when I say it ends. What do you want? You know what I want. You can't have me. I'm here now. I'm legal. I have protection. Dwayne laughs. Protection? You're hiding in a safe house scared of your own shadow. That's not protection. That's a cage. How do you know where I am? I told you. I got people everywhere. Then come get me. Aaliyah's voice is shaking but steady. If you want me so bad, come get me. Right now. Let's end this. Silence on the other end. You don't want that, Dwayne says finally. Yes, I do. I'm tired of running. I'm tired of hiding. I'm tired of being scared. You should be scared. I was scared. For 2 years I was terrified. But you know what? I'm done. You want me? Come and get me. But you better kill me. Because if you don't, I swear to God, I will spend the rest of my life making sure you pay for what you did. She hangs up. Her hands are shaking. Her whole body is shaking. But something has shifted. Some small piece of power has moved from him to her. Elena bursts into the room. What did you just do? I called him. You what? I called him. And I told him to come get me. Are you insane? Do you have any idea what? I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm taking back control. I'm tired of letting him decide. I'm tired of being his victim. Aaliyah. No, listen, I've been running for 2 years. My mother is in jail for 2 years of running. And he's still here. Still winning. So I'm done running. What are you going to do? I don't know yet. But I'm done being afraid. Elena stares at her. This 16-year-old girl who's been through hell, who's been raped and scarred and traumatized. And somehow, impossibly, she's standing here with fire in her eyes. Okay, Elena says quietly. Okay, what? Okay, let's stop running. They call Detective Morrison. Tell him everything. The call. The trace. Can you arrest him? Elena asks. For what? He hasn't committed a crime on US soil. He threatened her. A phone call isn't enough. I need evidence of intent. Evidence of harm. So, what do we do? Morrison is quiet for a moment. You let him come. What? You let him make contact. You record everything. You get him on tape admitting what he did in Jamaica. Admitting his threats. Then we have grounds for arrest. You want to use her as bait. Elena's voice is ice. I want to catch him. And if she's willing. No, Elena says. But Aaliyah speaks up. I'll do it. Aaliyah. I'll do it. I want to. Elena looks at her. You understand what that means. You'll have to see him. Talk to him. Relive everything. I know. And if something goes wrong. It won't, because you'll be there. The police will be there. And this time, I'm ready. Morrison sets it up. They wire Aaliyah with a recording device. Small microphone. Backup recorder in her pocket. Panic button. You press this button, we come in immediately, Morrison says. Don't be a hero. The second you feel unsafe, you press it. Aaliyah nods. They stage it carefully. Aaliyah calls Dwayne. Tells him she wants to meet. To talk. About what? He asks. About ending this. About you leaving me alone. I'm not leaving you alone. Then let's talk about it. Face to face. Dwayne is quiet. Why should I trust you? Because I'm tired of running. And I think you're tired of chasing. Another pause. Where? They choose a public place. A park. Open space. Cameras everywhere. Police watching from 3 different angles. Aaliyah sits on a bench. Waiting. She touches her scar. One last time. Then she sees him. Walking toward her. Exactly like she remembers. Gold teeth. Tattoos. That same confident walk. Her heart is pounding. Every instinct is screaming at her to run. But she stays. Dwayne sits down next to her. Long time, princess. Don't call me that. Why not? That's what you are. My princess. I'm not yours. He reaches out, touches her arm, right over the scar. Aaliyah flinches but doesn't pull away. This says different, Dwayne says. This says you belong to me. You can't own a person. In Jamaica, I can. And you're Jamaican. Doesn't matter where you run. I'm not running anymore. No? Then what are you doing? Aaliyah looks at him. Really looks at him. This man who destroyed her childhood. Who took everything from her. Who made her mother swallow poison just to escape him. And she realizes something. He's just a man. Not a monster. Not a god. Just a man who uses fear to control people. And she's not afraid anymore. I'm taking my life back, she says. Dwayne smiles. You think so? I know so. You're in America now. You think you're safe. But I'm here too. And I'm not leaving without you. Then you're not leaving. What's that supposed to mean? It means I'm not going anywhere with you. Ever. You can threaten me. You can hurt me. You can kill me. Dwayne's smile fades. You got brave all of a sudden. No, I was always brave. I just forgot for a while. He grabs her wrist. Hard. You think you can disrespect me? I think I can do whatever I want. Because you have no power here. I have all the power. Then prove it. Right here. Right now. In front of all these people. In front of all these cameras. Show me your power. Dwayne looks around. Realizes they're being watched. By joggers. By parents with kids. He releases her wrist. That's what I thought, Aaliyah says. You're nothing without fear. And I'm not afraid of you anymore. She stands up. Starts to walk away. Dwayne grabs her arm. Pulls her back. You walk away from me, I'll kill your mother. I'll go to that detention center, and I'll kill her. You hear me? And there it is. The confession. On tape. They really haven't, Axel 10. The competently haven't Perry Vive, Singlav, untamatansly. Aaliyah presses the panic button. Police converge from 3 directions. Morrison is shouting. Hands in the air. Now. Dwayne realizes what's happening. Tries to run. They tackle him. Hard. Face first into the concrete. Morrison cuffs him. Reads him his rights. Aaliyah watches. And for the first time in 2 years, she breathes. Really breathes. They take Dwayne away. Morrison walks over to Aaliyah. You okay? She nods. Can't speak. Too much emotion. You were brave, Morrison says. Stupid, but brave. Did you get it? The confession. Every word. Threatening to kill your mother. That's enough for arrest. And we'll contact Jamaican authorities about extradition for the assault charges. Will they do it? Will Jamaica actually prosecute him? Morrison hesitates. I don't know, but he's not walking around Boston anymore. That's something. Aaliyah nods. It's not justice. Not really, but it's something. Elena drives her back to the safe house. Neither of them speaks for a long time. Finally, Aaliyah says, I need to see my mother. You will. As soon as we can arrange it. Lost? No. I need to see her now. Today. Elena looks at her. This girl who just faced down her rapist. Who just took back her power. Okay, Elena says. Let's go see your mother. They don't let Aaliyah into the detention center. She's not 18. Not immediate family visiting hours. But Elena pulls strings. Calls in favors. Gets them 10 minutes. Marissa is brought to the visiting room in handcuffs. She sees Aaliyah through the glass, starts crying immediately. They pick up the phones. Baby, Marissa says. Are you okay? I'm okay, Mama. I heard what you did. Elena told me. You shouldn't have. Yes, I should have. You taught me that. What? You taught me that sometimes the only way to survive is to stop running. You swallowed poison for me. You went to jail for me. The least I could do was face him. Marissa is crying harder now. I'm so proud of you. Don't be proud yet. He's arrested but not convicted. Jamaica might not extradite him. He might walk. He might, but you didn't. You stood up. You fought back. That's what matters. Aaliyah touches the glass. Wishes she could touch her mother. When are you getting out? I don't know. My trial is in 3 months. That's forever. I know. They sit in silence. Both of them crying. Both of them exhausted. Mama? Yes, baby? I love you. More than anything. I love you too. The guard taps Marissa's shoulder. Time's up. Aaliyah watches them take her mother away. Watches her disappear through the door. And she makes a decision. She's going to fight. Not just for herself. But for her mother. For every woman who's been marked. Every woman who's been told she's property. Every woman who's swallowed poison just to survive. She's going to fight. And she's going to win. The fight starts 3 days after Dwayne's arrest. Aaliyah sits in the prosecutor's office. David Chen is across from her. He looks tired. I need to be straight with you, he says. Dwayne Morrison's lawyer is arguing for bail. Bail? Aaliyah's voice rises. You're joking. He entered the country legally. He has no criminal record in the US. His lawyer says he's not a flight risk. He threatened to kill my mother. We have that on tape. But his lawyer is arguing entrapment. That you set him up. I did set him up. Because he's a rapist. A rapist with no US convictions. No US charges. Everything happened in Jamaica. So what are you saying? Chen leans forward. I'm saying the judge might grant bail. And if he does, Dwayne walks out tomorrow. Aaliyah stands up. No. Absolutely not. It's not up to me. Then make it up to you. You're the prosecutor. And I'm doing everything I can. But the law is broken. Aaliyah is shouting now. The law protected him in Jamaica. The law put my mother in jail. Chen doesn't answer. Aaliyah walks out, slams the door. Elena is waiting in the hallway. What happened? He might get bail. What? Tomorrow. The judge is deciding tomorrow. Tomorrow. Elena closes her eyes. Okay, we'll figure this out. How? How do we figure this out? He raped me for 6 months. He carved his name into my arm. He threatened to kill my mother. And the law says that's not enough. His enough. He carved his name into my arm. 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 The law is complicated. The law is garbage. That night, Aaliyah can't sleep. She keeps thinking about Dwayne walking free. Coming for her. Finishing what he started. She picks up her phone. Starts typing. An hour later, she posts on social media. Her story. All of it. The rape. The scar. The escape. Her mother's sacrifice. Dwayne's arrest. The possibility of bail. She includes a photo of her scar. Clear. Undeniable. This is what rape looks like. She writes. This is what ownership looks like. And tomorrow, the man who did this to me might walk free. Because the law cares more about procedure than justice. She hits post. Within an hour, it's shared 1,000 times. Within 3 hours, 10,000. By morning, 50,000. Elena's phone rings at 6 a.m. Have you seen what Aaliyah posted? What? Check Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. Elena looks. Her heart stops. Oh my God. She calls Aaliyah. What did you do? What I had to do. You can't just. This could affect the case. Good. Let it affect the case. Let everyone see what he did. Let everyone see what the law is about to do. Aaliyah. I'm done hiding, Elena. I'm done being quiet. That's what he wants. That's what they all want. Quiet victims. Invisible victims. Well, I'm not invisible anymore. By 9 a.m., news crews are outside the courthouse. By 10 a.m., protesters arrive. Women holding signs. Believe survivors. Justice for Aaliyah. Deport rapists. By 11 a.m. The story is on CNN. Dwayne's bail hearing is at 2 p.m. The courtroom is packed. Media in the back. Protesters in the hallway. Aaliyah sits in the front row. Dwayne is brought in. Orange jumpsuit, handcuffs. He looks at Aaliyah. She doesn't look away. His lawyer stands. Your Honor, my client entered this country legally. He has committed no crime on U.S. soil. The alleged threat was a misunderstanding taken out of context. A misunderstanding? Someone in the gallery shouts. He carved his name into a child. The judge slams his gavel. Order. One more outburst and I'll clear this courtroom. The lawyer continues. My client is not a flight risk. He has cooperated fully with authorities. We ask that he be released on reasonable bail pending trial. The prosecutor stands. Your Honor, the defendant threatened to murder a federal detainee. He has admitted on tape to assault in Jamaica. He poses a clear and present danger. To whom? The lawyer interrupts. He's been in custody for 3 days. Has he harmed anyone? Because he's in custody. Exactly. So release him with an ankle monitor. House arrest. Whatever conditions the court deems appropriate. The judge is quiet for a long moment. I'll hear from the victim. Everyone turns to look at Aaliyah. Miss Thompson, do you wish to address the court? Aaliyah stands. Her legs are shaking, but her voice is steady. Yes, Your Honor. She walks to the front, stands at the podium. 3 years ago, I was a normal 14-year-old girl. I went to school. I had friends. I had dreams. And then one day, a man decided I belonged to him. Her voice doesn't waver. He raped me, multiple times. For 6 months. And when I tried to resist, he carved his name into my arm so everyone would know I was his property. She pulls up her sleeve. Shows the scar to the judge. To the courtroom. To the cameras. She pulls up. To the cameras. She pulls up her sleeve. She pulls up. She pulls up. She pulls up. She pulls up her sleeve. My mother saved me. She poisoned herself. She broke the law. She sacrificed everything, and now she's in jail while he's asking for bail. Someone in the gallery starts crying. Your Honor, if you let him out, he will kill me. I know this, like I know my own name. Because to him, I'm not a person. I'm property. And property doesn't get to run away. She looks at Dwayne. He's not smiling anymore. You asked if he poses a danger. The answer is yes. To me, to my mother. To every woman he's ever touched. Because men like him don't stop. They don't change. They just find new victims. She turns back to the judge. Please. Don't let him walk free. Because if you do, I'll spend the rest of my life looking over my shoulder. And that's not freedom. That's just another kind of cage. The courtroom is completely silent. The judge looks at Dwayne. Then at Aaliyah. Then at the photo of her scar on his desk. Bail is denied. The courtroom erupts. Cheering. Crying. Dwayne's lawyer is on his feet. Your Honor, I object. Objection noted. Bail is denied. The defendant will remain in custody, pending trial. The judge stands. Walks out. Aaliyah sits down hard. Elena grabs her hand. You did it. He's still not convicted. One step at a time. Outside the courthouse, reporters swarm Aaliyah. Microphones in her face, cameras everywhere. Aaliyah. How do you feel about the judge's decision? Aaliyah, what message do you have for other survivors? Aaliyah, is it true your mother is facing deportation? Elena tries to push through. No comment. Please let us through. But Aaliyah stops, turns to face the cameras. My mother is sitting in a federal detention center right now. She's facing 5 to 10 years for drug trafficking. But the only reason she trafficked drugs was to save my life. She swallowed poison so I wouldn't have to live with a rapist. The cameras are rolling. Everyone is listening. And while she's locked up, the man who raped me almost walked free. Because the law cares more about borders than it does about bodies. More about procedure than it does about people. What do you want people to know? I want them to know that immigration isn't just about laws. It's about lives. Real lives. Real mothers and daughters. Real women who are running from real monsters. And when we punish the mothers for saving their daughters, we're telling every woman out there that her child's safety doesn't matter. That the law won't protect her. That she's on her own. What happens next? Next, I fight for my mother. The same way she fought for me. That night, the story goes viral. Aaliyah's speech. Her scar. Her mother's sacrifice. Within hours, there are hashtags. Number Justice for Marissa. Number Free Marissa. Number Immigrant Mothers. Within a day, there's a petition. 50,000 signatures. Then 100,000. Within a week, a protest is organized outside the detention center where Marissa is being held. Thousands of people, women who survived abuse, mothers who fled violence, immigrants who know the impossible choices. Elena calls Aaliyah. Have you seen the news? All of it. There are senators calling for your mother's release. Representatives. Advocacy groups. This is bigger than we ever imagined. Is it big enough? I don't know. But it's something. In the detention center, Marissa watches the news in the common room. Sees her daughter on CNN. Hears her words. Sees the protests. The woman on the bottom bunk speaks up. That's your daughter? Yeah. She's brave. She gets it from her father. Marissa smiles. I'm kidding. She gets it from me. You should be proud. I am. But I'm also terrified. She's making herself a target. She already was a target. Now she's just fighting back. A guard approaches. Thompson, you have a visitor. It's not Elena this time. It's David Chen, the prosecutor. He sits down across from her. Doesn't speak for a moment. I've been getting calls, he says finally. From my boss. From his boss. From people I've never heard of. All about you. And I've been ordered to review your case. Review it how? To determine if the drug trafficking charges are appropriate. Marissa's heart starts pounding. What does that mean? It means the Attorney General's office is receiving pressure. A lot of pressure. Will they? I don't know. But there's a problem. What problem? You confessed. Under oath. In open court. On the record. So what are you saying? Chen leans forward. I'm saying if you hadn't confessed, this would be easier. But you did. And now we have to figure out what to do with that. I'm not taking it back. I'm not asking you to. I'm just telling you what we're dealing with. Marissa looks at him. Why are you here? Really? Chen is quiet for a moment. Because I have a daughter. She's 9. And I keep thinking, what would I do? If someone hurt her, what wouldn't I do? And I realize I'd do exactly what you did. I'd break every law there is. I'd burn the world down. Whatever it took. Then you understand. I do. But understanding doesn't change the law. Then change the law. Chen stands. I'm trying. But it's not up to me alone. That night, Aaliyah gets a call from an unknown number. She almost doesn't answer. Then does. Hello? Is this Aaliyah Thompson? Who is this? My name is Senator Carol Martinez. I saw your interview. Aaliyah sits up. Senator? I want to help. I'm introducing legislation to protect asylum seekers who commit nonviolent crimes under duress. But I need your story. I need you to testify before the Senate. Testify? In Washington. In front of the Judiciary Committee. Tell them what you told those cameras. Tell them what your mother did and why. Will it help? I can't promise anything. But it's a chance. And right now, a chance is all we have. I guessed PSTVI. 2 weeks later, Aaliyah stands in a Senate hearing room. Cameras everywhere. Senators sitting in elevated chairs. The room is packed. Senator Martinez introduces her. Committee members, I'd like to call our first witness. Aaliyah Thompson. She's 16 years old. She's a survivor of sexual assault. And her mother is currently in federal detention for saving her life. Aaliyah walks to the witness table. Sits down. A microphone in front of her. Miss Thompson, Senator Martinez says gently. Can you tell us what happened to you? And Aaliyah does. She tells them everything. The rape, the scar, the escape. Her mother's sacrifice. The impossible choices. She speaks for 20 minutes without stopping. Without crying. Just facts. Just truth. When she's done, the room is silent. Then Senator Harrison, an older white man from Texas, speaks. Miss Thompson, I sympathize with your situation. But your mother broke federal law. She trafficked drugs into this country. How can we just ignore that? You can't ignore it, Aaliyah says. But you can understand it. My mother had two choices. Let me die. Or save me. She chose to save me. And if that makes her a criminal, then the law is broken. The law is the law. The law said slavery was legal once. The law said women couldn't vote. The law said a lot of things that were wrong. And this is wrong too. Senator Harrison leans back, impressed despite himself. Another senator speaks. Miss Thompson, what would you like us to do? I'd like you to free my mother. I'd like you to recognize that asylum seekers are human beings who deserve protection. I'd like you to stop punishing people for surviving. That's a tall order. It shouldn't be. The hearing lasts 3 hours. Aaliyah answers every question. Never backs down. Never apologizes. When it's over, Senator Martinez walks her out. You did incredible in there. Did it matter? We'll see. These things take time. My mother doesn't have time. Senator Martinez puts a hand on Aaliyah's shoulder. I know. But you've started something here. That's more than most people ever do. That night, Marissa watches the hearing on TV. Sees her daughter sitting in front of senators. Speaking truth to power. Fighting for her. She cries. The woman on the bottom bunk doesn't say anything, just lets her cry. The next morning, David Chen visits Marissa again. I have news, he says. Marissa's heart stops. Good or bad? I honestly don't know. The Attorney General's office has made a decision. And they're not dropping the charges. Marissa's shoulders sag. But, Chen continues, they're offering a new deal. What kind of deal? Time served plus 3 years probation. No prison. No deportation. You stay with your daughter. Marissa can't breathe. Are you serious? Completely. But there's a condition. What condition? You have to plead guilty. On the record. To drug trafficking. So I get a criminal record. Yes. But you get your freedom. And you get your daughter. Marissa is quiet for a long time. When do I have to decide? 24 hours. That night, Marissa lies on her bunk. Thinking. A criminal record means no voting. Difficulty getting jobs. Years of probation. Check-ins. Drug tests. Restrictions. But it also means freedom. It means Aaliyah. It means being a mother again. The woman below speaks up. What are you going to do? I don't know. Yes, you do. How do you know? Because you're a mother. And mothers always choose their children. Marissa closes her eyes. I'm tired of choosing. I'm tired of impossible decisions. Then make an easy one. Take the deal. The next morning, Marissa calls Elena. I'll take it. Are you sure? No. But I'm doing it anyway. Okay, I'll set it up. 2 days later, Marissa stands in front of a judge. Orange jumpsuit. Handcuffs. Elena beside her. Mrs. Thompson, you're pleading guilty to 1 count of drug trafficking? Yes, Your Honor. You understand this means a criminal record, probation, conditions. I understand. And you're doing this voluntarily? Yes. The judge signs the papers. Sentence is time served plus 3 years probation. You'll be released today. Marissa almost collapses. Elena catches her. Did he just say? He said you're free. 6 hours later, Marissa walks out of the detention center. Real clothes. No handcuffs. No orange jumpsuit. Aaliyah is waiting outside. They see each other. Both freeze. Then Aaliyah runs. Marissa runs. They crash into each other, holding on like they'll never let go. Both crying. Both laughing. Both free. I thought I'd never. Marissa can't finish. I know, Mama. I know. They stand there, in the parking lot, holding each other, while reporters snap photos and cameras roll. This is the moment. The one they fought for. The one they almost died for. Let's go home, Marissa says. Where's home? Anywhere we're together. They get in Elena's car. Drive away. Leaving the detention center behind. Leaving the past behind. Moving toward whatever comes next. Because they survived. Against impossible odds. Against broken laws. Against men who thought they owned them. They survived. And now they get to live. But going home isn't simple when you don't have a home. Elena drives them to a small apartment in Roxbury. 2 bedrooms. Furnished by donations from a local church. It's not much, but it's theirs. Marissa stands in the doorway. Can't move. What's wrong? Aaliyah asks. Nothing. Marissa's voice breaks. I just never thought I'd have my own place again. With you. They walk inside. Aaliyah shows her mother around. The kitchen. The bathroom. The bedroom with actual beds. Not bunks. Not cells. Beds. That night, they sit on the couch. Not talking. Just being together. Mama. Yeah? What happens now? I don't know. I have to find a job. You have to go back to school. We have to figure out how to live. Like normal people? I don't know if we'll ever be normal. But we can try. The next morning, Marissa starts looking for work. She fills out applications online. 5, 10, 20. Every single one asks the same question. Have you ever been convicted of a felony? She checks yes. Types drug trafficking in the explanation box. Not a single callback. After 2 weeks, she's applied to 47 jobs. Not one response. Nobody will hire me, she tells Elena on the phone. Keep trying. I am trying. But the second they see my record, I'm done. There are programs for people with records. I'll send you some links. Programs. Marissa laughs bitterly. I know, just don't give up. But Marissa is exhausted. She fought so hard to stay with Aaliyah. And now she's here, and she can't even support her. Meanwhile, Aaliyah goes back to school. Roxbury High. She walks in on her first day and everyone stares. They know who she is. They've seen her on TV. Some kids whisper. Some point. One girl approaches her at lunch. You're Aaliyah Thompson, right? The girl with the scar? Yeah. Can I see it? Aaliyah pulls up her sleeve. Shows her. The girl stares. Did it hurt? What do you think? I think you're the bravest person I've ever met. By the end of the week, Aaliyah has a group of friends. Other kids who've been through things. Other kids who know what survival looks like. But at night, she still has nightmares. Still wakes up screaming. Still checks the locks 3 times before bed. 1 month after Marissa's release, they get a letter. Dwayne's trial is scheduled. 3 months away. And Aaliyah is the key witness. Dwayne's trials were Lee. Do I have to testify? She asks, Elena. Legally, no, you're not on trial. He is. But if I don't, then it's his word against the tape recording. Which is strong. But not as strong as you. What if I freeze? What if I see him and I can't speak? Then you freeze. And that's okay. But he'll win. Maybe. Or maybe the recording is enough. Aaliyah is quiet for a long time. I'll do it. Are you sure? No. But I'm doing it anyway. Marissa finally finds a job. Cleaning offices at night, $7 above minimum wage. It's not much, but it's something. I'm on. Her first night, her supervisor shows her around. You'll be responsible for 3 floors. Bathrooms, break rooms, conference rooms. Think you can handle it? Yes. Good. And just so you know, I saw your story. What you did for your daughter. Marissa almost cries. Thank you. Don't thank me. Just show up and do the work. She does. Every night. 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. She comes home exhausted. But she comes home. To Aaliyah. To their apartment, to freedom. She comes home, every night. 2 months before the trial, Aaliyah starts getting messages. Anonymous accounts. Threats. You testify, you die. We know where you live. D-Block doesn't forget. She shows Marissa. They found me again. Who? His people, his friends. Someone. Marissa calls Detective Morrison. Can you trace these? We can try, but they're using VPNs. Burner accounts. It'll take time. We don't have time. The trial is in 2 months. I'll see what I can do. But the messages keep coming. Every day, sometimes 5, sometimes 10. Aaliyah stops sleeping, stops eating, starts having panic attacks in the middle of class. One day, she comes home and finds Marissa sitting on the couch, crying. Mama, what happened? I lost my job. What? Why? Someone called my boss. Told them I was a drug trafficker. Told them I couldn't be trusted. They fired me. Who would do that? Marissa shows her the text she received right after. From an unknown number. Stay quiet or lose everything. Aaliyah sits down next to her mother. They're trying to scare us into dropping the case. It's working. No. Aaliyah's voice is hard. No, it's not. Because we didn't come this far to back down now. But if I can't work, we can't pay rent. We'll be homeless. We'll be homeless. Then we'll be homeless. But we won't be silent. Marissa looks at her daughter. This 16-year-old who's been through hell and somehow came out stronger. When did you get so brave? Marissa asks. I learned from the best. The next day, Aaliyah posts about the threats on social media. Screenshots everything. Within hours, the story is everywhere again. By that evening, 3 law firms have offered to represent them pro bono if they want to sue for intimidation. 5 companies have offered Marissa jobs. And the police have opened a formal investigation into witness tampering. You see, Aaliyah says to her mother, we have power now. We're not alone anymore. I'm still scared. So am I. But we're scared together. 1 week before the trial, Elena calls with news. Dwayne's lawyer wants to make a deal. Did they know? What kind of deal? He'll plead guilty to assault if we drop the attempted murder charge for threatening Marissa. What does that mean for his sentence? 2 to 5 years, instead of 15 to 20. Aaliyah is on the phone too. No. Aaliyah. I said no. He raped me for 6 months. He carved his name into my skin. He threatened to kill my mother. And you want me to let him get away with 2 years? It's not getting away. It's a guarantee. If we go to trial, he might win. He might walk completely free. Then we take that chance. Elena is quiet. Marissa, what do you think? Marissa looks at Aaliyah, sees the determination in her eyes. I think we go to trial. Lits of 9 slines, I like sline, CVYs, my 9's 200, and down. You're sure? I'm sure. The day of the trial arrives. Marissa and Aaliyah walk into the courthouse together. Protesters line the sidewalk. Some supporting them. Some supporting Dwayne. He's innocent, one man shouts. False accusations. Believe survivors. A woman shouts back. Inside, the courtroom is packed. Media, activists, survivors. Everyone wants to see what happens. Dwayne is brought in. He looks different, thinner, older. Prison has changed him. But when he looks at Aaliyah, his eyes are the same. Cold, possessive. She doesn't look away. The trial starts. The prosecutor presents the recording. Dwayne's voice crystal clear. I'll kill your mother. His lawyer objects. The recording was obtained through entrapment. The judge overrules. The defendant made a clear threat. Entrapment or not, the words were said. The judge overrules, the judge overrules, the judge overrules, the judge, were said. Next, they present evidence from Jamaica. Police reports, hospital records, photos of Aaliyah's injuries. Dwayne's lawyer tries to discredit them. These are from a foreign country. We can't verify their authenticity. But then a surprise witness appears. A woman from Kingston. She flew to Boston specifically for this trial. I'm Detective Sarah Johnson, Kingston Police Department. I investigated the D-Block gang for 5 years. And I can confirm that Dwayne Morrison, also known as Christopher Blake, is a known member. And that Aaliyah Thompson's case was never investigated because of corruption in our department. The courtroom gasps. Dwayne's lawyer stands. Your Honor, this witness wasn't on the list. She is now, the prosecutor says. We only learned of her testimony yesterday. And the judge allows it. Detective Johnson testifies for 2 hours. Details about D Block. About their trafficking. About their abuse of young girls. About how many cases went uninvestigated because cops were paid off. How many girls? The prosecutor asks. At least 30 that we know of. Probably more. And Aaliyah Thompson? She was one of the lucky ones. She escaped. When it's time for Aaliyah to testify, she walks to the stand. Hands shaking. But she sits, places her hand on the Bible, swears to tell the truth. The prosecutor starts gentle. Can you state your name for the record? Aaliyah Thompson. And how old are you? 16. Can you tell us how you know the defendant? Aaliyah looks at Dwayne. He's staring at her. Smiling slightly. She takes a breath. He raped me when I was 14 years old. The courtroom goes silent. Can you tell us what happened? And Aaliyah does. Every detail. Every assault. Every threat. Every moment of fear. Every moment of fear. She speaks for 30 minutes. Never crying. Never stopping. Just truth. When she's done, Dwayne's lawyer stands for cross-examination. Miss Thompson, isn't it true that you and the defendant had a relationship? No. He never took you on dates? He forced me into his car. That's not a date. But you never reported these alleged assaults to police. Because in Kingston, reporting D-Block gets you killed. That's speculation. That's fact. Ask Detective Johnson. The lawyer pauses. Regroups. Miss Thompson, you've become quite famous from this case. Book deals. Speaking engagements. Isn't it possible you're exaggerating for attention? Aaliyah pulls up her sleeve. Shows the scar. Does this look exaggerated? Someone in the gallery starts clapping. Then another. Then the whole courtroom erupts in applause. The judge slams his gavel. Order. Order in this court. But the message is clear. The jury believes her. After 3 days of testimony, closing arguments begin. The prosecutor stands. Ladies and gentlemen, this case is about power. The power a grown man had over a child. The power a gang had over a neighborhood. The power one human being thought he had over another. But it's also about courage. The courage of a girl who survived. The courage of a mother who saved her. And the courage it takes to stand up and say, no more. She points at Dwayne. He thought he owned her. He carved it into her skin. But she proved him wrong. She's not property. She's a person. And today, you get to tell him that. Dwayne's lawyer stands. My client made mistakes. But mistakes aren't crimes. He had a relationship with Miss Thompson in Jamaica. Was it appropriate? No, but it was consensual. And this recording you heard, it was taken out of context. He was angry. He said things he didn't mean. But that doesn't make him a rapist or a murderer. The jury deliberates for 6 hours. Marissa and Aaliyah wait in a room down the hall. Not talking, just holding hands. Finally, the bailiff appears. They've reached a verdict. Everyone files back into the courtroom. The jury enters. Aaliyah can't read their faces. Has the jury reached a verdict? We have, Your Honor. On the count of aggravated sexual assault, how do you find? Guilty. Aaliyah gasps. Marissa grabs her hand. On the count of assault with a deadly weapon? Guilty. On the count of terrorist threats? Guilty. On the count of attempted murder? Pause. Long pause. Guilty. The courtroom erupts. Cheering, crying. Dwayne's lawyer is on his feet objecting, but the judge slams his gavel. The defendant is remanded to custody pending sentencing. Court is adjourned. Guards take Dwayne away. He looks back at Aaliyah one last time. But this time, she doesn't see power in his eyes. She sees defeat. Outside, reporters swarm them again. But this time, Marissa speaks. Today, justice was served. Not just for my daughter. But for every woman who's been told she doesn't matter. Every woman who's been told to stay quiet. Every woman who's been told the law won't protect her. What's next for you? Next, we live. We heal. We help others do the same. 3 weeks later, Dwayne is sentenced. 15 to 25 years. After serving his time, he'll be deported to Jamaica where he faces additional charges. It's over, Aaliyah says when she hears the news. It's over, Marissa confirms. But it's not really over. Trauma doesn't end with a verdict. Aaliyah still has nightmares. Marissa still struggles to find steady work. They still live paycheck to paycheck. But they're together, and they're free. 6 months after the trial, Aaliyah speaks at a conference for immigrant survivors. 200 women in the audience. All of them with stories like hers. People ask me if I'm healed, she says from the podium. And the truth is, I don't know if you ever fully heal from something like this. The scar on my arm is permanent. The scars in my mind are too. She pauses. But scars are proof of survival. They're proof that something tried to destroy you and failed. And that's what I want you to remember. You survived. You're still here. You're still fighting. And that matters. The audience stands, applauds, some crying, some nodding, all understanding. After her speech, a young woman approaches. Maybe 17. Thank you, she says. My mother and I are going through the same thing. Your story gave us hope. What's your name? Aaliyah asks. Sophia. Where are you from? Guatemala. Aaliyah takes her hand. You're going to be okay. I promise. How do you know? Because you're here. And being here means you already survived the hardest part. That night, Marissa and Aaliyah sit on their couch. A year after that first night in this apartment. So much has changed. So much hasn't. Marissa time. Marissa and Aaliyah. Mama? Yeah? Do you ever regret it? Coming here. Everything that happened? Marissa thinks for a long time. I regret that you had to go through what you went through. I regret that I couldn't protect you sooner. But do I regret saving you? Never. Not for a second. I regret. Even with your record? Your probation? Everything you lost. I didn't lose everything. I have you. Aaliyah rests her head on her mother's shoulder. I love you, Mama. I love you too, baby. They sit in silence, both thinking about the journey that brought them here. The pain, the fear, the impossible choices, the sacrifices. But also the strength, the courage, the love. You know what I realized? Aaliyah says. What? We're not victims anymore. We're survivors. And there's a difference. What's the difference? Victims are defined by what happened to them. Survivors are defined by what they did about it. Marissa smiles. When did you get so wise? I learned from the best. 1 year after the trial, Senator Martinez's bill passes. The Asylum Duress Defense Act. It protects asylum seekers who commit nonviolent crimes under threat of death or serious bodily harm. This is because of you. Elena tells Marissa on the phone. Your case changed the law. I didn't do anything special. I just tried to save my daughter. That's exactly what made it special. The law won't help Marissa. Her case is already resolved. But it will help thousands of others. Women fleeing violence. Mothers saving children. People making impossible choices to survive. And that has to be enough. 2 years after arriving in America, Aaliyah graduates high school, top of her class, full scholarship to Boston University. At graduation, she gives a speech. 2 years ago, I was a 14-year-old girl in Kingston, Jamaica. I had dreams. I had hopes. And then someone tried to take those away from me. He thought he could own me. Control me. Destroy me. She pauses, looks at Marissa in the audience. But my mother taught me something. She taught me that you don't have to accept the life someone else chooses for you. You can fight back. You can survive. You can become more than what they tried to make you. Tears are streaming down Marissa's face. I stand here today not in spite of what happened to me, but because of what I did about it. And that's what I want to say to anyone out there who's going through something similar. You are not defined by your trauma. You are defined by your courage. By your strength. By your refusal to give up. She holds up her diploma. This is mine. Not his. Mine. And nobody can take that away. The auditorium erupts in applause. Marissa stands, cheering louder than anyone. After the ceremony, they take a photo together. Mother and daughter. Both survivors. Both free. That night, back in their apartment, Aaliyah looks at the photo on her phone. Mama? Yeah? Thank you. For what? For swallowing poison. For going to jail. For never giving up on me. Marissa pulls her close. You never have to thank me for loving you. That's just what mothers do. Not all mothers. Then I'm lucky to be your mother. They stand there. In their small apartment. In their small corner of Boston. In their hard-won freedom. It's not perfect. Marissa still has 3 years of probation. Aaliyah still has nightmares. They still struggle with money and trauma and the weight of everything that happened. But they survived. Together. And in the end, that's the only thing that matters. Because freedom isn't about erasing the past. It's about refusing to let the past define your future. Freedom is waking up every morning and choosing to keep going. Choosing to keep fighting. Choosing to keep living. And that's exactly what Marissa and Aaliyah do. Every single day. Not because it's easy. But because they're survivors. And survivors don't quit.